Very well, this gentleman.
Morning, Darren.
Good morning.
Morning, everyone.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good evening in the
Hey
YouTube
guys.
world.
Hey.
You guys are. You only see half of Cliff, but he is here.
Talking to someone.
Cliff, speak in
Sorry,
English.
my brother called right at the same time.
Tell
Norman got a call just now too. I said, "Tell him the police are here."
So let me check. We got a Canadian,
So
Canadian,
Welcome to the Philippines. It's so loud here.
Yeah.
US.
Yeah, American.
Cliff, you American? Yeah. And
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't do this one. He's from Jay, where are you from?
I'm from Boston. I've been here a couple of months now.
Oh, very good.
I came once a year for 7 years, and then I decided to stay.
Okay.
I had to get married online, and we had to get married online.
Okay.
And
it's it is very sunny in your place?
in Rizal right now, yeah, it's sunny. It's like hazy and sunny.
So bad.
But
I'm gonna guess.
But Joe, do you say you're from Australia? Is that what you say? You're from Australia?
Oh, I didn't want to hear that question, but actually, I was born in Africa, French colony. Morocco was a French colony at the time.
Morocco.
And everything was French. School, shops, everybody speaking French. Factories, business. My father was working for a large factory there as a electronic engineer. So, and then until the age of 8, when they start telling us that they want to out of the country, you know what I mean? So we escaped. We just our clothes, the car, and whatever money we had, and we end up in France. And that's where we brought up, sort of study, married, had my son. And then at the age of 27, I migrated to Australia. That's it.
Know.
International.
That's the
Australia is a
story.
beautiful country. Very
Absolutely.
beautiful.
I love it. It's my country. It's my country. I love it. I'll do anything for Australia.
There you go. Except even pay taxes.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Exactly.
No anymore. As a pensioner, you don't pay tax.
Oh, that's
Texas is nothing to laugh about.
no.
True.
They take as much as they can, but it's okay.
True.
But
So,
guys-
Joe, that reminds me when you were talking about where you come from. My father was a self-made millionaire, right? But I don't have any money.
Signal said.
That's okay. You're rich is if you figure out how to get what you need and be a little happy, guys. You are rich.
Might have to put you on the other internet.
Money doesn't bring happiness.
Yeah. You got to figure out what you need and what you want and where you need to be, and that's happiness. And you don't really need too much money. A little, konti lang. But,
Konti lang.
Jay speaks excellent Tagalog. He's learning very well.
just a little. It's a long process, guys. Phrase by phrase. The problem is when everyone's speaking different dialects. Like if there's people that are all in the same province, but they're in different cities, and they come together. They're all speaking. They have different ways of talking. It's hard to catch on to.
True.
I'm used to it. I'm used to people talking different language at the table.
Yeah.
Do you understand them, Joe? Do you understand them?
You end up learning the language. Yeah, I mean they were talking Shanghainese in my home because I was married with a Shanghainese lady. With all due respect, and they're talking Shanghainese, and at the end I learn. So when they're talking about me, I know when they were talking about me.
Yeah, you pick up on those things. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know what they're talking about because I pick up words.
Yeah, right. You're processing, and then you fall behind in the conversation.
Absolutely.
So Jay, so everybody's in for a treat. What we're going to do is we're going to just some general questions, and they can all take turns to answer. We don't know where it's going, but it'll be fun. But they're introduced to where they're from. Joe's from, who eventually went to France, went to Australia. Jay Mike's from Australia, the U.S., from Boston in the United States. He just got married a little while back. I was his best man online, so that was kind of cool. And I met Cliff and Rue also online. I've known Joe and JM the longest for about 2 years. J Mike for about 8 months, and I've known Cliff and Rue for what 3-4 months. Cliff, I don't know how long I've known you guys.
January.
Before you
3
came,
months.
before
Few
you,
months, right?
Almost. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, 4.
For about 4 months.
yeah, exactly. And
Just
Cliff and Rue
before
are
we moved here.
Yeah.
yeah, and they're great. And Cliff, whereabouts are you from the U.S.? Because you were from the U.S. originally, right?
So many places. Yeah, originally New Jersey, and then I lived in a bunch of states and moved here from Indiana.
Very good, very good. Now, what you guys find interesting is all these foreigners are all married to Filipina, all living in the Philippines currently. So it's kind of an interesting subject for other people, both Filipino and foreigners, to learn their life stories and little tricks and stuff like that. But I would like to start off with the first question: is how did you meet your partner? So who wants to go first?
Okay, I'm on the top screen, so I'll go first then, maybe.
Okay,
We
so
go
we'll do-
clockwise or?
Sure, go.
I was driving with my motorcycle and I saw this lady walking on the street and I called. No, it's not true. No. Start again.
Hey, man, take a walk on the wild side.
No, we met on Facebook. We met
Yeah,
on Facebook. And I think that's something I really suggest to people if they want to meet your wife or something. I think Facebook is a good way of doing it. How exactly? She contacted me.
I know. I know.
No, you know.
Oh my god, the
Facebook and
beef
stuff
was
like
there.
Sorry, my pajamas still.
He's trying to get extra likes. So, okay, Cliff and Rue, how did you guys meet?
Oh, they don't want to say.
On a dating site. And actually, we were not together first. I was dating someone else, and she was helping me with her. And so it just kind of developed into a relationship, and we've been married for 5 years now.
Wow, that's the way love goes, right?
Excellent.
Signal.
Good stuff.
Wow. Did
and
you
we
guys
have
get
a
married
bad
in the Philippines
signal
or
there.
America? Slight delay.
Oh, the signal's horrible.
Did you guys get married in the Philippines or America?
Hold on a second. We're going to try and switch to the other internet service because this one is.
Yeah, it's breaking.
No problem. So over to you, Jay.
All right, fire away, man.
How did you meet your current or your wife? Not current.
Well, you want to tell them or you want me to tell the story? I'm full of stories, guys. I had been here 7 times. I came every year from 2014 until 2019. I was living in Pasig City. I wasn't seeing Norma, but a good friend of her daughter said, "Hey, Jay."
My niece.
Her niece. Well,
My niece.
her niece. Okay, so I screwed that up. So a good friend of her. I came back for Christmas in 2019. So in the beginning of 2020, I got a ticket to come back, and obviously the pandemic hit, and I had to cancel that. So, but at the time, I didn't cancel because I thought, okay, well, 2 weeks to slow the spread. That'll be fine. I don't fly till June 4th. So I was still in contact with a couple of people that still already live in the Philippines, Filipinos, and one of them said a casual friend of mine. I never dated her, but she came out with the group to the malls and things like that just to have fun, and she goes, "Jay, I can help you find a place to live," because I was asking around, where are you going to live, or where am I going to live? And then she said, "Well, hey, you know what? I can help you with that because I live over in Rizal, Binangonan." And she said, "I know this person might be able to help you because there's not very many apartments. It's not like Boston or New York where there's apartments everywhere, but there are some." So she said, my friend's aunt might be able to help you." So little did I know that she was playing matchmaker. And so she goes, "Text her." And I said, "I don't know who she is. I can't do that." And she goes, "Well, go ahead and do it anyway." She goes, "I'll tell you, you gotta text her." So I texted her on Messenger, and I went, this is who I am,
Oh,
and I'm
look.
friends with your niece's one of your niece's best friends. And I said, I know her pretty well. We were out with a group together several times over 3 years. I'd seen her once each year over 3 years, but we didn't date. She was just with the group, and she said, I think they're gonna like each other. But she didn't say that. That was her idea. So she goes, don't worry, she'll talk to you. She'll be happy to hear from somebody. So but she's not she doesn't play around. So so I tried to be as polite as possible, and I texted and I said, I'm coming in June. This was the end of February. I said, I'm coming in June. I come every year, but I need a place to live, and I'm having trouble. I want to live around. I don't know if you guys can hear me well now. I want to live in Rizal.
Yeah.
So our friend Jay suggested that you might be able to help me. She goes, okay, yeah, I guess I could. So that was that. Then I texted her again. I said, hey, I just wanted to make sure that, we know each other a little bit or something like that. And she goes, oh, I'm glad you texted me. Why not? And then next thing you know, we're calling each other on Messenger. And
I told you to, okay, I will help you. I'll find an apartment.
I had no idea this was going to happen. I just thought, she's just a nice lady, kind Filipino, and I will just have another friend. And whatever happens. But then when I looked back, I said, you know what? We're talking often. So I looked, the Messenger saves everything. So I looked back and I went, there's no missed days that we didn't talk or text. So it was usually a video call. After the first couple of texts, it turned into video calls. And it just never stopped. And then one day I said, I don't know. One of us didn't hear from the other because something was going on. And I went, I don't want that to happen. And she goes, me neither. So, and we had no plans. And then toward the end of 2020, we thought, you know what? This isn't ending. This pandemic's not going away. We got to do something. I said, I want to get married. And she said, yeah, me too. But I knew she's from a proper family. They do things the Catholic way. And I thought, well, it's just a thought, but it is possible we could do that. But we don't know the legalities. There's so much paperwork. So we put it off for a year. And then now 2021, a year later, we're still in the same situation. We're not going anywhere. We talked every day, video calls morning and night. So when I'm waking up, she's at the end of her day. And then when she's waking up, I'm at the end of my day. So we're always saying good morning, good night at the same time. But we talk for hours every day. And so in August, I got baptized and I said, you know what? We got to do something. We couldn't figure out what to do. And we prayed every day. And all of a sudden, bang, 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 everything just happened for her. It seemed like I wasn't doing it. The harder I tried, the more I couldn't do anything. Then when we started praying for it, it happened and it was easy. It was like magically, just miraculously, everything just fell into place automatically. I can't explain it.
That's amazing.
Other than God is good, praise the Lord, guys. Because all the things I was trying wasn't working, and then the same thing started working, and I thought, well, how does that happen? So, and then it comes. So it took 2 months since we got married online, and then I got my visa exactly 2 months after we legally got married online through Utah County. It was exactly 2 months.
So that's great, Jay. So I'll just ask Cliff and Rue, did you guys get married in the United States or the Philippines?
Philippines. This one here, I wanted to do things different. I wanted to do things small. Everything I wanted, I didn't get. So we got married here. The wedding was way too big. But I have her now. So
it's a big family.
Yeah.
And friends.
And all the people in the barangay because
Well, that was not my fault that they came there.
So
I did not invite them.
it should have been about 100 people. We had close to
Philippines.
300. Yeah, they just start showing up. I'm like, do you know that we're looking at the pictures? There's whole tables of people she doesn't know. I'm like, what is going on here? This is ridiculous.
Yeah,
Because somebody knows
Rice,
somebody.
they're coming.
For
There's
the
rice
whole
coming.
barangay.
Yeah, I
Welcome
did
to
not
the
invite them.
Philippines.
It's like,
That's
what are they
Filipino.
here?
Talk about wedding crashers.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I will tell you that as far as inviting people, no better place in the world than the Philippines. So we got in a little bit of a tiff about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. So I don't know anybody here except the family. So I just started walking, and I'm
do
walking
now.
down the province, and some guy and his whole family, they're out there cooking out. They're like, "Come on over, come on, let's drink and eat." And I'm like, "Nah, I'm just gonna keep walking. I'll be all right." But they had just invited me, and they were genuine with it. I was like, "Wow, this is strange and exciting
Yeah.
and scary."
A Filipino helped me find my wife.
Exactly. Let's ask Joe. So, Joe, you just got married just very recently. Was that-
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
congratulations.
thank you.
Thank you.
Have a baby on the way.
And that was when? I forgot.
January 7.
I'm terrible. But yeah, we just got married. And it was very easy for us because we go along very well. We agree on everything. It's a bit boring sometimes, but no, we're pretty good. We say, okay, we marry such that, yes. We do here, yeah. We do like this, yeah. We buy this food, yeah. Everything was very easy. And we get it done very easily. Not really, actually. We had a judge who's supposed to marry us. And we went the day before because we had to talk to him the day before the ceremony. And the judge said, I can't marry you. There's some paperwork missing, but we were ready. Legally, we had all the paperwork that they can require. But he found a reason not to marry us.
Said us?
Yeah.
I don't know. But that was awful because we had everything ready the following day, the food, the function room.
Darren's still moving.
Yeah.
The dresses, everything, you know. And he said, "No, I can't marry you tomorrow." Wow! So we rush to the barangay where we're building the house because we've been dealing with them a lot with the building permit and all that. And he said, "Yeah, no problem. Tomorrow, 1:00 we marry you."
Lucky. Last minute.
Lucky.
Wow. Thanks.
So you can expect anything. The Philippines. Don't think everything is straightforward. It is not.
And if you miss one I on your name, they will not do anything. The paperwork here is ridiculous.
Absolutely. Oh, we had a problem with middle name. You know middle name?
Yes.
Yes.
My middle name, I know what
Middle
it is,
name.
but for them, middle name is the first surname.
Yes.
What a mess with that.
Yes.
Keep asking why.
But it's not their fault. It's a different culture, different.
It's
like
the
different way of doing
Spanish.
things.
It comes from the Spanish, is where that comes from.
No, sorry. My origin is Spanish actually, and my name is Spanish. And my surname is two names, one from my father and then one from my mother.
Right.
Okay, so that's how we do. We take both names. A Filipino do the same, I think. We take the
your,
mother and the father's name together. Yeah.
your mother is your middle name. Yeah.
They should know. They should know actually, but still, my first name was my middle name. Wow. So we had to change it, but it was okay.
Utah County was good enough to tell me that. They said you have to check the middle names on this certificate because you have two witnesses on the marriage, right, Darren? I need to make sure the middle names were right.
That's okay.
Wow. This is an interesting.
Darren, have you heard this one? I need to tell because before we forget, we go away from that birth certificate. Jay mentioned. JM birth certificate. She was not a girl. She was a boy.
What's a boy? And I need to file a petition.
I was married a boy.
Not allowed.
Yeah,
Not allowed.
Wedding. Said, oh, darling, look, it says boy here. Oh my God, what are you going to do? I said, oh, no, I didn't say the word, but just about. So it took us
check my
a few
birth
days,
certificate.
a few days, and a few thousand pesos to correct all that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't. I lost
That's why
track of how much.
one of my videos say it's a boy. Remember?
Yeah.
I forgot. And people say, "Oh, I thought you were having a girl. It's a boy now." No, it's not that. Read the title again. She's a boy.
That is hilarious.
And it's not cheap. It's not cheap to process.
Yeah, that's
Nah.
true.
I have found that everything can be fixed with a few pesos, though. No matter what.
Yeah. That's what they tell me.
Exactly. So this is an interesting thing. Most foreigners are attracted to Filipinos, and Filipinos attract to foreigners. Did you purposely choose a Filipina, or did you just fall in love with the person you met?
Well, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, and everybody was saying how wonderful Filipinos are, and how terrible a few are as well. You know, but not as bad as Western ladies. I have many bad experience with Western ladies. This is why I said no more, no more. I prefer to have an Asian lady. So when I came to the Philippines, I fell in love with the country first. And then I said, this is where I'm going to live. And this is where I want to find my wife. I came in with my proposal ring already. Okay?
Too big, actually.
Despite that, people look at my video and they say, oh, are you a sexpat? You are this, you are that.
At my age, that's not possible.
So how about you, Jay? Did you purposely wanted to marry a Filipino, or you just fell in love?
I fell in love with being here in the Philippines. When I went back to the U.S. after my first vacation, my coworker said, Jay, how was it? And I said, wonderful. I got to go back. So a year and a half later, still the next year, I went back, and I only took 2 weeks each time until the end. And I thought to myself, I got to get back there. And then I didn't meet Norma until my 8th trip here. And then I thought, you know what? I'm glad I'm here. I am glad I'm here.
Which one?
No regrets. It's 82 degrees every morning, or 79.
Hey,
And by afternoon, it's 88, 90. This is
it's
the cold
minus
weather,
17
guys.
here. You don't have to rub it in.
This is the cold season here, Darren.
Minus
So
17.
It won't go that much higher, but it'll be noticeable. Hello, everybody. Hi, everybody in the chat. It's good to see everybody.
Yes,
Back and
hello
forth chatting.
everyone.
Hello, everybody. And
We see the chat.
I try not to interrupt. So.
Yeah. Shout out everybody.
That's a good idea, Joe. I was just thinking, because we all, as I put the link on my Facebook page, so we have a few of our friends that watch us and our Facebook friends who saw the link and they're in the chat. So I'm here trying to type while everyone's going on, but I don't want to miss this. I don't want to be there. So
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So how about you, Cliff? Were you purposely looking for a Filipina, or did you just guys meet and fell in love?
sorry, we're on a real busy road here in the province. I was actually just looking for, I was just Asian culture. I wanted the family oriented. So I was first on a Chinese dating site, and it was difficult to get into China. So I wanted to obviously meet the person that I was going to talk to. And so I had some buddies from Japan. They started traveling around. They first went to Thailand. She doesn't like my Thailand story, but it was before you, honey. So I was dating a woman from Thailand for a while, and that didn't work out. And so my other buddy had been married to a Filipina, and he said, Cliff, you're going to love, if you like Thailand, you're going to love the Philippines. Most of them speak English. And so I was like, okay. And when I came over, the first time I had a bad experience because I didn't understand the system. Long story short, paid a lot of money when I first got here, but then learned the system. But the second I started talking to the people, the actual people, not the people trying to make a buck off of me, I did. I started to fall in love with the people first. And then I'm like, okay. And I came back. This is my 11th trip here. So I kept coming back and forth. I met Rue around my sixth or seventh time. And then we were coming back over twice a year. And so I fell in love with her because she was actually helping me with another Filipino woman. I was dating her for a while, another Filipino woman, and she was giving me advice. And so when things didn't work there, I was like, I'm going to go back on the site. And she's like, and I was like, hey, but she was so much younger, and I was afraid of what they were going to say, back home. Oh, she's too young. Same thing that you probably dealt with, Joe. And I'm like, you know what? Forget everybody else. She makes me happy. I'm going to do what I want to do for me. Say what you want to say. And so it wasn't easy because she's a little bit impatient. Honey, the turtle process, just a little. And so I'm glad I did. But the best part about this is I got a great woman and a wonderful family. The family, they don't want me to spend any money. They
You
protect
love him more than me.
they protect me from everything. Her Lola will not let me go without 3 meals a day, and I don't eat 3 meals a day. But she will make something or go and pick it up and make me eat it. So I got a great
Yeah.
woman, but I got a great family on top of it. So
That's great. The next
Yeah, I agree
question
with
is,
you. I agree with you, Cliff. And on Jen's part, this is same. The family is wonderful, beautiful. They're really, really nice to me, very lucky. And you can see that on video. I mean,
Yeah.
one crate is unlike, as I always say, but family is very important. They play a very important role in a relationship. They could create problem, but Jen's family are really wonderful. I have no problem whatsoever. And something I forgot to mention maybe before is that why Filipino? Because they're really sweet girls. I mean, and there's more into it, but the only problem, there's many advantages, and but the only problem, they're too jealous.
yes. Oh my God, yes.
Very, and it's they need to understand that this can destroy relationships sometimes. They need to know how to control themselves. I'm here, I'm married, I love her, I do everything for her, we're building a house, we have a baby. What the hell are we go with another lady for?
Exactly.
Honestly, there's no sense. I'm still very, very jealous. So I know I'm very handsome, but
Well, Joe, there's a little jealousy in everybody.
so here's the big question is, because you guys chose to live in the Philippines rather than your home countries. So why did you choose to live in the Philippines? You kind of hinted at a few things. You want to take a stab at that?
I think it's first of all is the country. I mean, it's a beautiful country. As I said, when I came here, I fell in love with so many beautiful places, and also the exchange rate. I mean, this is a life you can afford. In the sense that I had a very huge business before I came here, but it went down the drain. So I came here with very little money. I'm not a rich foreigner like some people say, but I'm doing my best, and I think here with my pension, I can live very comfortable. And I can provide a comfortable life to my family. If it's in Sydney, I mean, just to give you an idea, a rent in Sydney now may be like 600-700 Australian dollars, say $500 per week, and nothing fancy.
Wow.
Nothing fancy whatsoever. My pension's below that. How can I live in Sydney? I lost everything, so how can I live there? I can't.
Yeah. How about you, J. Mike and Norma? So why did you choose to live in the Philippines?
Like I said, my first couple of trips here, when I went back home to work, I thought, I'm working for money to spend money to live in the United States. If I did myself a little, budget, a what if scenario. If I take away my salary and live here, and I add my Social Security pension income, I bounced that number off of somebody in the Philippines and was told you can live richly, but that's not really. Now, money isn't it. Money isn't it. Living in the United States, you're hustling to earn money to pay everybody else that's ripping you off.
Absolutely.
Everything you need in the United States, you're being ripped off to have it. What I mean is you're being overpriced. Everything's overpriced in the United States. So it's really relative. Your income is relative. Like our income to a Filipino looks like a lot of money, but they don't realize the house was $350,000 or $400,000. They don't realize what that monthly payment is. It's like astronomical. You're driving a Lexus or an Infiniti automobile, and you're just making payments. So really what's left over is like, okay, if I save for a year, I can fly to the Philippines, stay in some hotels, right? Buy some pasalubong and come back and fly back. And then there's no extra money.
Yep.
So what's the point? So I quit my job because I was stressed out. And I thought, that's the big thing. America is stressful. Everything's stressful. Everything costs too much. It's like, why do I have to pay this much money when I can live in? I don't have to buy heat. The Americans are buying heat and hot water because you can't shower with freezing water.
So true.
So I thought, and the people is the biggest thing. Everyone was helping me. Everyone wanted to be helpful. And sure, I would take care of lunch at the mall for everybody, but that was just a couple of dollars to me. So, but they were, when I wasn't doing that, they were I offered to pay because we had a lot of group meals together at Shakey's or you name it. And I offered to pay, and they slapped my hand and said, "No, I'm paying." So some of my Filipino friends were rich. I don't know if they were rich, but they had enough money to pay for the group meal. So and they one woman knocked my credit card out of my hand and said, "Put that away. You're not paying." So the rumors. Everybody likes to be treated to a big meal out in a restaurant. Everybody likes that, but not everyone is going to keep accepting that without pitching in themselves. So a lot of people did that while I was there.
Nice.
And I appreciate that. And there was so much hospitality. I couldn't stay away.
How about you, Cliff and Rue? So why'd you guys decide the Philippines instead of the U.S.? You're nodding, so I think it's some similar things.
So yeah, there's a lot to it. I'll give you guys a short story. The short story is we lost our son of February of last year.
Sorry to hear. My condolences.
And so he, obviously it's still painful. It's still fresh, and I couldn't help her with the grieving because I was grieving. And so I knew that her family was huge. I knew that her family was loving. And I was, very much like what Jay's saying. I got tired of just busting my butt and just making enough to get by. And I saw how far my dollar, the US dollar went over here. And I was like, you know what? I got to get her back where she's with family. I got to get her back where she can heal, where I can focus on me and I can heal and we can live comfortably. And so fortunately, I have an agency that I'm still working. I'm not retired. I have an agency that allows me to work remotely. So my salary here is considerable versus being in the States. And so we bought some land and we started to build a house. And here's the beauty of being here. When we're done building this house, it's our house. It's not the bank's house. I'm not going to be paying for another 30 years. I'm going to have a nice house that when I go, my wife will be comfortable. Our future children will be comfortable. And I don't have to worry about someone with their hand in my pocket all the time. So yeah, I made a decent salary over in the States, but by the end of the time, I had maybe $200-300 to save a month, and that's nothing because that won't take care of one doctor's bill. And so I was like, this is the right move for me. It's going to get her back closer to her family. I'm going to be more relaxed. I've already dropped about at least 20 pounds, 25 pounds since I've been here. So my health is better here. My stress is lower here. I do have family back home. I have my brother and my sister are there. My mom just passed in August. So I had a lot of pain in the States. And this has kind of been like a place for me to heal and to grow and to change. And I'm a rock star here, man. I have people that want to take pictures with me in town. I don't have that in the States,
Like celebrity because you're attention seeker.
Well, I'm not an attention seeker. The attention just happens to be there.
Well, Cliff, next time you go back to the States, just tell them you're Vince Wilfork. They'll ask for your autograph.
You're like an actor here.
Well, I'm obviously a big guy, so I stand out when we go to town. And in this area here, there's not a lot of foreigners that come. There are a few that live in this area. I've seen them, but not that many. So, I'm a little bit of a celebrity here, and I like that. I'm not going to lie.
There you go. He's famous and famous.
Well, you don't have the paparazzi here bothering you either.
Yeah. Soon. He has the Filipino, and that makes Rue jealous. So that's why.
Yeah.
Okay,
when we go to town, she wants to hold hands and be close. But when we're in the province, she's like, "Yeah, you're good."
Keep him close.
Okay, now so everything sounds good, but let's go on the opposite side of the scale and say, what challenges can a foreigner expect when maybe going to the Philippines, or what challenges you've encountered that you can help us not encounter?
I think one of the first one I think everybody worry about is the health. You know, in Australia, I've got free health. Um, I can go to public hospital, and people are very well specialized. You know, there's no issue there. I mean, I've been surgery many times and no problem. And this is what's missing in the Philippines. I'm not saying there's bad hospital, but it's not as good as Western hospital, right? That's an issue, is health issue. So if I can drag myself into the plane and go to Sydney to get a surgery, that's what I'm going to do, right? I don't have a life insurance as such because I'm thinking, if the doctor said to me, guys, you got, sir, you got cancer, you got 3 months to live, what the hell I'm going to spend $1 million pesos for what? I prefer do nothing and she can spend it, right? So if you got cancer, you know, it's generalized, you're gone anyway. It doesn't matter how much you spend. So you want a life insurance for that? No, it's no point. You just die a month earlier, that's all. What's the difference? So I'm not worried about that. But still, if I want to go for a small surgery or something, I can't really. I don't have this confidence. So I will have to drag myself on the plane and go to Australia and get my free surgery. So that's one of the things that bug me. But also the fact that I'm not in Australia. I mean, I love Australia. I love Sydney. Sydney is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. And I hope one day you can go and visit it. It's beautiful. But I miss that. And I miss the food. The food is something that I miss. Here, I can't really cook. I love cooking, but I can't really cook as such because I don't find all the food, you know, all the things to cook the thing that I love. But in Australia, I know where to go and grab this spice and that spice and this and that, and I know, and I love cooking. And she knows that I'm not a bad cook, I guess. You're still alive, so it should be all right. And you know, this is the thing I miss. Nice food. I mean, Philippines got beautiful food. Don't get me wrong, but not the thing that I like. I like a good T-bone steak with a mushroom sauce, with potato wedge. Sorry, guys, and you know, and some salad and something like that with a nice glass of red wine, because red wine is very healthy, but here it's bloody expensive. But anyway, this is the thing I miss.
Very good, Jay. What challenges have you encountered? You've been the least. Well, you've been a lot of time, but now you're living there.
I kind of like the Filipino food. When I was living in Pasig in 2019, my hostess gave me a Tagalog, a Filipino cookbook, and she said, "Jay, learn how to cook Filipino." What am I going to cook myself? So I said, "Well, I don't cook that much. I can make a turkey dinner, but I don't really cook very often." So Norma, I kind of like the Filipino food. Norma's a great cook. She has a helper that cooks too sometimes. I love sinigang and I don't want to go through all the, you know, adobo, all those things. I love pancit bihon.
And he loves bulalo.
Yeah. So
adobo and seafoods.
But you know,
Seafood.
I said, you know what? We were out on the hilltop, the cafe in the sky the other day, and I thought, hey, they've got pizza, they've got cheesy bacon. Let's get one of those. And they had beer, you know, and so we ordered a cheesy bacon pizza, and then it was a 2-for-1 deal. You buy one, you get two. So I said, okay, that's cool. It was like Chef Boyardee.
And have you encountered any challenges being a foreigner?
Challenges, yeah. I encountered when I was living in Pasig in 2019. I couldn't open up a bank account. One bank said they would let me use my debit card to get cash with small fees. That was okay. And I thought, well, I want to open up a checking account so I can transfer money and do that. And they said, well, you need an ACRI card. Now, I just got here. So I said, okay, I'm going to get one of those. I just need to be here for a couple of weeks. So I got an ACRI card and at the Bureau of Immigration. And I went back to Metro Bank. And they looked at it and they went, you need a permanent resident card. So I said, well, what do you mean? What am I going to do? I said, one of your employees told me to come back with this. He said, well, try another bank. So I went over to the Philippine, the Bank of the Philippines, PNB or something like that. So, and I sat and waited and waited and waited. And then I was next. And I went up and I said, hi, I'm here to open up a checking account. Your website said all I need is a valid foreign passport and an ACR card. Here they are. She goes, oh no. So sorry, not allowed. What do you mean? Fuck it. And she said, well, try China Bank. Try Bank. Yes. I never tried China Bank. Anyway, I wasn't laughing at the time. I was careful not to get upset. They just said, yeah, just keep trying, Jay. Keep trying. And that's the funny thing. They won't. They're not abrasive. The Filipinos are very kind, and that's one of the things I love about it here. But you get not allowed a lot. They're like, not allowed. They all say it the same way. Not allowed. Come and I think Joe used to mention the checking. Cliff, you said it. You have to make sure you dot your I's.
Yeah.
So I wrote a check for BDO, the BDO bank. They would not accept a check at all. And I thought, well, can't they wait for it to clear? Oh no, we don't want this. I said, but I'm giving you money. No, not allowed. So that's really the biggest so far. That's the biggest challenge. I haven't had to do my taxes yet, so when I make withdrawals, I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll handle that when it comes.
Excellent. Okay, Cliff, what challenges have you experienced so far?
It's a lot.
Well, no, I'll just keep it to a minimum. My biggest issue has been something similar to what Jay's saying. A lot of the just misinformation. One person will say yes, you go back, and then everything changes. My biggest problem here, and my biggest complaint, and I think Ruth knows what I'm saying. We brought over U.S. cash, okay, and we went to exchange that cash. They want fresh off the presses, never been touched cash. That is impossible. Okay, the bills that I got from my bank when I came over, they were pristine as far as I'm concerned. You guys know, definitely, Jay, you know, we could give a half-ripped bill and it's okay in the States. They don't want a crease in it. And so they would fight me on my bill. There was like almost $2,000 we couldn't transfer over. And then they hand me these wadded, dirty, filthy Filipino bills. And I was like, no. I want pristine bills. You want pristine bills. I want pristine bills. And they're like, well, no, that's not the way it works. And I'm just like,
not allowed.
Not allowed. Yep. And so that has been my biggest issue. Well, that, and every time they see me, they want to charge me extra. So I always say, Philippines price or American price? I want the Philippines price because I'm living here. So I usually just let her buy everything. I don't even go. So with all the house materials, she takes care of it because as soon as they see me, they want to charge more. So
People staring at you.
hello. And our, like where we're at, we're talking and people are just like,
What do you mean?
like, just people in general staring. People staring and not speaking to me. That's creepy. That's creepy. That's not normal. I read this. Hold on a second. I read this whole thing that said Filipinos don't like to be stared at. So I am very careful not to stare at anyone. But they're not careful not to stare at me. They're just like, and I'll speak because I feel weird. So I speak, Cliff. And then they're like,
Cliff, how tall are you?
That's
how
it.
How tall are you?
So Jay is asking how tall you are. How tall are you?
5'10". 5'10". But I'm very wide.
So that was
I do get it. I know that they haven't seen people my size here. But talk to me. There have been a few that, you know, they're like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and try my English and go talk to them. And they're fine. There's no problem. And I try to understand, and I understand body language, but just staring at me like from around the corner, that's creepy. That's a little bit creepy.
Because of their English, Cliff.
Well, I understand, but
I talked to them,
If
and
you
then they
s-
said they are scared with
if
their
you stare at
English.
me, we're gonna talk. So
How it
whether
works.
you want
Welcome
to
to
or
the
not,
Philippines.
if you stare, we're gonna talk. If you don't want to talk, then don't stare.
So that's good. So that's the challenges. Let's
That is
talk about
challenging.
the best things. What are some of the things you love about the Philippines? You've hinted at a lot. So the country, the people, the food. Some people like it, some people don't. But what are the top things that foreigners will fall in love with that you guys fell in love with?
Of course, you fall in love with the girls here. I mean, they're all beautiful, sweet. That's an automatic thing. Um, I don't know. I haven't thought about it. You got me here. Next, I will answer later.
Okay, Jay, you've been a lot up
Well,
there. So what did you fall in love with?
well, the permanent warm weather brings palm trees, coconut trees, banana trees. We have a mango tree in the next yard hanging over the wall. We're getting all the fruit, but it falls onto the ground. There's like 100. There's hundreds of mangoes getting ready to fall. But yeah, just the it's like right here. All the tropical fruit, the tropical trees, the tropical growth, the it's it's beautiful and it's never cold. We don't need hot and cold water faucets. It's just water. That's what the food is everywhere. There are eateries. We can go out the door and walk like 100 feet, and there's like a palenque. It's a corner market, but it's a sari. It's bigger than a sari, but it's not exactly a palenque, but they have fresh meat and produce all the time. Fish, chicken,
Morning.
instant coffee. They have everything. You can go through flip flops and you can do.
Everywhere they have a sari store.
We don't do all of our shopping there, but we get a quick meal there or something like that. Yeah, no doubt. Wherever you are, right, Cliff? You can walk and get food items at a local, like a little store. Right, they're everywhere.
Everywhere. Yep.
My husband is foreigner also.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the other thing,
Or they'll bring the food right to you, Jay. Bring it
other
right
thing-
to your door.
yeah, that too. You can anything come to your door for $1, and people are willing to do some work for you for a good small wage. I shouldn't say. Well, it's not small to them. It's big to them, but it's affordable to us. So we do that too. We pay a little amounts of money to people that want to do a little bit of work and help us out. They'll do a good job too.
That's good. Okay, Cliff, what are the things that you fall in love with so far?
So far, for me, it has been the weather is definitely a big one, Jay. So that's a good one. For those of you that don't know, I'm a therapist, so I'm a clinical mental health counselor, and there is a such thing called seasonal depression. So you don't get seasonal depression here in the Philippines because you never get that gray, cold. I'm sorry, Darren. I know you're going through that right now, but
Still
you
minus
never get
14, gray and
you
cold.
never you never get that seasonal change where everything starts to die in the fall, and it changes your whole mood. And the other thing for me has been seeing people with so little still smile.
Yeah.
And it makes me, I'm embarrassed. Like, I'm embarrassed to ever have had a problem considering how fortunate I've been in my life. To see folks that have had very little and there's still a big smile on their face, more than willing to help you and give you whatever they have. Like, it's humbling. And so that is the part that's probably the best for me.
That's good. Excellent. Now, this is something that Joe. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, just back to me. I said to you to get back to me
That's
because I had a
good.
blank. Yeah, I think one of the important things nobody mentioned, I guess, is and something that really marked me is the freedom we have in this country, and that's very important. I mean, you can have Joe Blow on the street selling bananas. Try to do that in Sydney; they kick you out, right? And everything. I mean, the way you drive on the road, there's no rule as such, but it's all pretty flowing very nicely, There's a lot of freedom. You can do a little extension to your house. Nobody's going to say anything to you.
Yeah.
Your neighbor's not going to call the cop or the local mayor or anything to complain about that. It's a lot of freedom. Freedom. We have freedom in this country, despite what people may say that you have this and this bloc governing the country. But we got freedom, something we don't have in the Western world.
Yeah, true freedom, Joe, I think is a good point there. And you talk about cops. Honestly, guys, I have been harassed. I'm not going to lie to you. I have been harassed until I open my mouth. The second they understand that the police in the States, the second I open my mouth, they recognize that I'm intelligent and they might get sued, then they change their tone. But here, the police don't even want to talk to me because they're like, I might have to speak English. So they just wave and smile at me and just, there's no problem.
It's a little
Checkpoint. Yeah, checkpoint. They go, oh, come on, go.
Yeah, come on. We went through a checkpoint and they were literally pushing each other to try and come talk to me. Yeah.
Yeah, checkpoint.
And take a picture.
We got stopped, and we've been told they can only ask for your driver license on checkpoint, right? So you need to know that. And they stopped us to say to my wife, how beautiful you are. That's it. And then we went.
That's a good stop, Joe. That's a good stop.
That's funny.
Well, we just had someone come up in the yard. I guess she's married to a foreigner. What did she say to you just this second ago?
What?
The woman. Who was that?
Oh, she said her husband is a foreigner also.
So just saw me as she's driving by and came up and
She came
spoke.
up here and she said, "Oh, there's a foreigner here. My husband is a foreigner also. She's still here."
They're watching. Bring them on. Let's join them in.
Yeah.
More room on the
Happy
panel.
to see a foreigner.
Okay, here's the one that kind of Joe hinted at before. Hinted at one thing he misses from back home is his health care and stuff like that. If there are other things, and I think food you were mentioning as well, Joe. Is there anything else that you missed from back
Yeah,
home?
of course, I forgot very important point is the family. I got a son, 3 grandsons, very gorgeous, doing extremely well. My son's very, very successful in his life, in his work. So I'm very proud of that. And I miss them, of course. And that's the hard part.
Okay, those main things. Jay, anything you missed back home yet?
Well, I've been here 2 months, and I was here for longer a couple of years ago. So not yet. I mean, I'll miss my daughters as time goes by, but it's too soon to tell what I meant. I don't really miss anything yet because this is like take 2. So I got to turn the page. So not yet.
That's
A lot of people say, "Well, I missed the 4 seasons." Yeah, that's because you're stuck there. I'm an ice skater. I sent my skates. They're not here yet, but there's a world-class skating rink in the Mall of Asia and in Mega Mall. There's one other one that I have not been to, but they're closed right now. They're shut down, and I don't see the reason for that. Other than the pandemic is the excuse, but I don't see that as a good valid reason.
Okay.
So that I do miss that, but I'm hopeful that they will open back up so I can do that.
Yeah, they will.
Because I am an avid ice skater, but I'll find other things to do. We'll walk that mountain for exercise to the cafe in the sky. That's a workout, guys.
That
To
sounds
go up
amazing.
there.
Okay, so Cliff, anything you missed back home?
Just my people there, friends and family. I don't miss anything else from there. I'm sorry.
No problem. No problem. Okay, here's an interesting one because I know there's a lot of things that we have in the West that's not available for Philippines. But when you come to the Philippines, what are some of the things you should bring to the Philippines if you're going to be moving there or even vacationing and stuff like that?
I didn't hear very well.
What kind of things?
Sorry.
What kind of things should foreigners bring to the Philippines that isn't available in the Philippines?
Oh, well, our knowledge, I guess. I have to admit, because I don't know if it's me or whatever, but we're very knowledgeable considering the level of the education in the Philippines, I guess. I mean, French school are very advanced, I have to admit, because even when I went to Australia, the level of the academy was not as high as French one. for instance, if you go to if you do a degree or a diploma, you for engineering, for instance, in my case, you have to learn art.
It's not worth it.
And when we think, what the hell you want to learn art if you're going to be an engineer?
It's not worth
Well,
it.
because art teach you how to appreciate things by art. You know, if you design a piece of tool or machinery, it's going to look nice too. So I don't know if you see my point. You know, the level of academies is much higher in France and probably in Australia than it is in the Philippines. Jem is studying now, and she's doing all the flags of the world because she wants to be a teacher, and she didn't know crap about countries, you know. And I was shocked. And she said to me, "What's this? What's this country here? Just the surrounding, you know, the border. Oh, this is Sri Lanka. Oh, how do you know that?" I said, "Well, I know that. I learned at school. You know what I mean?" And this is difference that, yeah.
The education is so important. That's right. So knowledge is interesting. You can bring your knowledge and stuff like that.
I think they'll get there. Yeah, yes. And the way you build a house, I mean, I'm getting frustrated sometimes because we don't build the house the same in Australia than it is in the Philippines. So I get more white hair, I think. And I guess it's the culture as well. The culture. We have to admit that something I found out, and please, with due respect, I mean, I love Filipino. You know that, Darren. I love them. It's the simplicity of the Filipinos, the naivety. You know, the way they park the motorcycle. Like in Australia, you got a car and you come with your motorcycle. You don't park next to it because you know the car is not going to be able to get out. But they park the motorcycle against the car, right? And you can't get out. You know, this is naivety. You don't see that in Australia. You don't see that in France. You know what I mean? But it's no bad thing. It's just the way it is, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, Jay, when I'm coming to the Philippines to retire, what should I bring?
I found on my trips, my repeat trips here, that I was always bringing too much luggage. So I decided to send things ahead, and then I realized, you know what? It doesn't make a difference. You don't need, unless you have a special need. If you have a special need, especially like a medical machinery or something like that, by all means, make sure you bring that or send it. But I found that it's better to travel light. I didn't. The things I brought, I didn't need them in the long run. I really didn't need it. But I brought things like electric shaver because my razor doesn't get around my mouth, so I use just little things like that. But those are available here. You can find one of those here. Now I sent a hair cutting set, $25 to get trim my hair, but it's less money than that to go to the barber and get a beautiful haircut. They'll give you a massage and a drink and a great haircut, and they'll hang out with you and talk to you. It's like we spent the afternoon at the barbershop because it was like a bar and a haircut. It was unbelievable. And a massage. And we were there for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. It was like fantastic. I'm going to do a video of that, but it'll be short. But I haven't done it yet, but I got the footage. But yeah, you don't really need to bring much. If you have a special need, like something for your body or your health, by all means, I would think that maybe I can't replace that. So, but other than that, I brought too much. Just make sure you have a little bit of money, income to take care of your needs. You don't need a lot.
Excellent. Okay, Cliff, what should we bring? Anything you wish you brought, or?
So for me, there's two things.
I advise your patience.
Yeah, patience, number one. Bring patience. If you do not bring patience, you're going to lose your mind. They will not do things at the speed that you expect them to. They're going to do things at the speed they do the speed, right? So
that's true. Yeah.
Bring patience. For me, the other thing was clothes. They don't have my size. Their 2X is like a small to me. So,
but I can go okay.
So if you're a bigger guy, Darren, I think you're okay. If you're a bigger guy, clothes, absolutely. But patience and clothes.
Wow.
If you're a
Yeah.
big guy, close.
I'm an extra large here, but I do
Shoes.
find those. Yeah, shoes is the big one. Yeah.
Very good.
So I'm a 3X in US, so I'm not getting anything here. It's just not gonna happen.
3XL. How about you?
Yeah, just
And your
bring
hat
shirts
off.
and shorts. That's it.
Very good.
Yeah.
Good sort.
Well,
And sandals,
I-
baby. Sandals or shoes?
Sandals.
Shoes I can
sandals-
find. I can find shoes, but short and shirt, my size, a lot of difficulties. See, this is something I brought from Australia. It's 3 years old now. I need to change
Des said bring cash and not credit.
Yeah, bring cash. I guess that's the main
Yeah,
thing.
cash that quick. Well, only bring cash if the bills are pristine. Otherwise,
Yeah.
don't bring cash.
That was too obvious. That's why I didn't mention.
What I'm
Yeah,
doing
but I
is
think-
I'm sending
Go ahead, Jay.
pesos from Bank of America. I'm sending pesos to China Bank to Norma's account is what I'm doing, and that's the best thing because the only thing you pay Bank of America does not charge foreign transaction fee if you send it in the foreign currency, but they will give you a lower exchange rate, which is a fair deal. I end up paying 1% or 1 point something percent for the difference, and I can live with that.
Very good. Very good to know. Very good to know. Okay, here. This is something that I know Joe and JM are working on, and Clifford are working on. Is what projects are you currently working on right now?
You're breaking, my friend. You're breaking now. I don't know why, but
Yeah, you just broke up.
Did you get the question?
Darren.
Put it in this ear, honey, so it's closer.
Darren, you just broke up. Your voice.
Put it in your other ear so you're closer.
do it again, Darren, because you're breaking up. Your
Yeah,
broadband in
John.
Canada is not that good, is it?
Darren, you're mute. You're mute, Darren.
Uh-huh.
So his audio just went out. So
Repeat the
How's
question.
that?
yeah, no, it's still
Still-
breaking up.
still the
It's
same.
still breaking up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you
That's
hear
better.
No, it's going in and out, Darren. In
Okay.
and out. All right.
Testing.
Yeah. That's weird. I haven't
That's
had that
weird.
problem, Darren.
Can you write it down?
I might have
Yeah, we haven't
to use
experienced
my phone.
this issue yet on your show,
I
Darren.
might have to use my phone.
Come on up. Come on up on your phone.
Yeah, this is right. Bring smile.
I think I've smiled more here
Smiles
than
are
than over there.
free.
Yeah. When you go to the store, don't be like that. Look at
That's
their eyes. They're looking at me.
that's my look.
They're scared of you. Smile. Hi.
Are you
Maangas.
scared of me?
Sometimes when you're grumpy,
Like you.
When I'm grumpy?
yeah, you're always grumpy.
I'm always grumpy.
Cliff,
You know?
yeah,
Ah,
Oh, that
There
we
is
can
you
hear you
go.
now. We can hear you now.
He
All
had to
right.
go from his
Backup
computer to his phone.
technology.
beautiful.
That's nice.
So here's the question, because I know you're all working on different
Explain now.
projects. And Joe, you're mentioning on you're building a home. So tell us a little bit of what projects you're working on for the home and anything else you're working on.
About the home?
Yeah, you're building on a home as your project, and a
Yeah.
baby as well on the way as well.
Yeah, so many things in one go. Why not? You need to catch up time. We're getting old. I think it's a good thing that we've done. We're building our own house. We found a beautiful land. I think if you look at the videos, we got a beautiful setting. Neighbors are very kind, very helpful. We're very, very lucky. Yeah, I know I create my own like, but and we're building this house with a group of people that are really, really nice, very hard workers. Filipino are very, very hard workers.
Yes.
I have to admit. They work with what they have. They can do anything. We say sometimes, oh no, I can't do that. They can. Don't you worry. They can do it. They found a way of doing it. We're different because we use technology. We use things like that. They use whatever they have,
Yep.
And it's amazing, really. I'm amazed. That's a good experience. Now we're trying to build a house with a certain budget. I call it a cheap house, which probably an affordable house. I can't put the word affordable, doesn't fit in my title. So I put cheap house. And this is our main project to try not to go over 350K, 350,000 pesos just for the house. And it's all timber. We want to keep this Filipino ambience, you know. I don't want to live between concrete anymore. You know, it's I feel like jail. And actually every time we walk in, it's so hot. It really keeps the heat inside. It's so hot. My house will have an open roof, you know, where the wind can comes in, maybe take the roof away, I don't know, but the fresh air will come in.
Too much rain.
And yeah, that's okay. I love rain on the roof, of course. And we put timber. I think we're going to put mahogany slat of timber all around. I won't put them together too much because I want this little piece of breeze just going through it and keep everything warm. I don't want aircon. I don't want all the modern things, the Western world stuff. I want to live like a Filipino. This is why I'm building a Filipino house type. So that's what it's all about, my home.
They're all building houses.
Exactly. So Jay, Norm already had a house. So are you working on any other projects?
This
Working with the Kobo.
yeah, this house is about a little over 30 years old, not too old. But the not the recent typhoon, but the one last year took away the Kobo in the back. So we're gonna put another one in there. We'll hire somebody to do that. But we're doing small improvements in the bathrooms here, and one by one, like we put in shower heaters, things like that. So just the little everyday improvements that we're doing in the house.
That's awesome.
One by one. So we feel a little bit more luxurious, but nothing USA. It's we're living Filipino here. So like for instance, the toilets. As you know, Filipinos like to have the sprayer by the toilet, so we put in a couple of those too. You know, and the shower heaters, things like that.
That's awesome. And Cliff and Rue, you guys are building a house too. How's that
We
coming?
are building. So I am not doing the traditional. I'm gonna have aircon. I gotta have my aircon. But just in my room, everybody else gets electric fans. So for me, just the whole building the house experience has been wonderful because the whole family has been involved. Rue's Lolo, which is the grandfather, has been at the site every single day, making sure that the guys are building properly, although they are. I mean, they're doing a great job. The speed in which they can build, and I think that I can't remember whether it was Jay or Joe who said it. Yeah, the technology we use. I was trying to get a bulldozer in. I wanted to get a grader. I wanted all these things to make the job easier, and they were like, "Yeah, we don't need that. We got it." So they tore down a tree in about 2 hours.
Less than 2 hours.
Less than 2 hours, and so I put in on our page. I have a day 4 and a day 8, and between day 4 and day 8, they've already got the walls going up in 8 days. So that is not something that I would have expected. I'm thinking like, oh yeah, they'll start building the walls in about 2 or 3 weeks. They're moving right through it. So I'm taking a little bit of our technology out of it because it's just a waste of money. But the other things that they needed, like a cutter, I bought them a cutter so instead of hand saw. What else were we getting? I was trying to do a wheelbarrow. They didn't even want to do that. They want to stick it in a bag and walk it over it. Like so they work faster than like I just stay out of it. You know, my job is just to make sure the material's there. They do a great job on a fast job without me there. So the house build so far has been pleasurable, but it's been less than 2 weeks. So
Yeah. How much more now?
we still have time. Yeah. Well, we're
I
going
can't
over
wait
after
to
that. We have to
go.
bring 2 snacks and a lunch, right? So we got to bring snacks over. The lunch they take care of on their own. We just pay them a little bit extra, and that was something that was new for me because there's no free lunches in the United States, and so the fact that we have to pay and feed, I was a little bit off by that. But I understand now. If I give them snacks, they don't leave the job site. They keep working and they do a great job. So I'll
Get
give them
more
snacks
out of them.
all day. Yeah, get more out of them. So
Happy
that was
employees
something I
are
had to learn. Yep.
happy
Excellent.
employees are good employees.
That's the only project that we have going on right now. Once the house is built, we're going to start doing some other things. Like we want to get more land. We want to get something closer to the beach. So that is in the future, maybe a year from now or so. But yeah, that's what we have going on now.
That's awesome. Now here's the question, Bonita in the chat's hinting at it because everybody's different depending on how they want to live. But how much does it cost to live in the Philippines per month? Is varies greatly, but if you can kind of hint at a range or how much it costs you guys.
I mean, it all depends on your lifestyle. You know, if you live in a province, in a small house, which is already maybe part of the family house, and you live like a Filipino, maybe $100 a month will be enough. You know, you can do that. You can do it in those conditions. We personally, I think I did a video not a long time ago on the cost of living. I think we spend $1,000 a month, and we live comfortably. You know. We live comfortably. We go out. We go to restaurant. We do things like that. Now I don't know because since we built the house, I'm out of touch with the cost of living. I'm just concentrate on the house. Yeah. But I think we spent probably, let's say, also in pesos, it's about I don't know, maybe 50,000 pesos, and we can live very comfortably. No problem.
Very good, Jay. You've been there the least, but what's your budget?
So you U.S. dollar people, 50,000 pesos is approximately $1,000, right, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you said that. So our biggest expense is food. We eat a lot of Filipino food, but we do stop at some restaurants like KFC. So we overspend there. You know, for two, it's about $10 US. So we try to avoid that, but we don't cut it out completely.
I always cook.
So
So we save.
Spend a little over $100 US per week on food, probably like 120 or maybe even 130. So that's about $500 a month we spend on food alone. Electricity is about 60, right? And what's the water bill? We have to pay for water.
The electricity is to 3,000 plus.
What's water?
The Manila water is 800 plus.
So 800 pesos, that's about $16. So water's not that expensive, even though the Filipino will look at that and go, that's expensive. But so what did I say? 500 in food, another $60 in electricity, and taxes. We don't. What taxes is once a month, and we pay a fee for subdivision. What's the subdivision fee?
100 pieces a month.
Oh, that's like $2 a month. So
for 1 year.
We're not paying rent here, so we're doing okay. So it's the food bill, really. Food and electricity is really the two big ones here, guys. And if you don't pay fines and traffic, you'll be all right. But I took a Grab car to Bonifacio Global City once, and he took a left turn, and it said no left turn here. And he stopped, and he started turning left, and he got stopped by a cop, and the cop made him pay cash, and it was 100 pesos. And he looked at me and he goes, "That's my that's my profit for the whole day." And he's like rubbing his head, and I went, "Don't worry, I'll give you a tip." He got me to where I was going. He didn't get arrested or anything, but it was like they charge cash when they pull you over. So you gotta be careful with that.
Make sure you have cash.
I've had a lot of Filipinos tell me that. Cliff, you probably heard the same thing. When you get pulled over in traffic, they want real money.
Yeah.
I guess it's funny, but I haven't had to deal with that yet. But my cab driver had that issue. He didn't ask me to help him, but I took care of him anyway. So, but I guess food, we're eating mostly Filipino food, but it's still we're treating people a little bit, not every day, but we're helping people eat a little bit, like because we have a helper, so she eats. And if cousins come over, they eat. So, no issue with that.
That's good.
But housing now, when I'm not renting, so that's a different issue. You guys are putting up houses, so you're spending a little money on that. So, but I'm not living in a condo. Condo living was $300 to $400 a month, but you get some luxury there. You're not paying extra for water and things like that. So, but that will cost you if you want to do that.
Right.
But right now, I'm lucky enough to be here, so. I was prepared to do that, but that would have left. I need to save money for future medical expenses. I'm not getting younger. We're all getting older, guys. So I have to. So because you can't get out of the hospital, you can't get in and out without cash. You have to pay cash.
Yeah.
So
The guard will not let you out.
I need a dentist, so I need to have money aside for that too. I need some dental work, as many of you know. But. It's not a worry. I'm not really worried about it. But so, yeah, so it's under 1,000, as Joe said.
Excellent.
Pretty well.
So, Cliff, the same thing for you. Your budget, more or less.
So once the house is built, we decided about 600 US because we're in the province. It may be more than that because I like to run the aircon. While where we're staying now with her grandparents' house, we've been paying the electric because I'm the one that runs it up. And it's been what, about 3,700 pesos. So
$70.
Yeah, about $70, which is less than what I would have been paying in the States anyway. So I'm not really too concerned with that. I actually, Jay, just got some dental work done. I had a cavity filled. And I'm not gonna lie, we kind of scammed the dentist a little bit. She went in and got a price, and then I went in and got the work. And so when he found out it was me, like his whole facial expression changed. He's like, "Oh,
I thought it was you."
Yeah.
I was like, "No."
But I gave him a little extra. It was 1,200 for the cavity, and he was complaining a little bit, so I wound up giving him 1,500. So still less.
So that's $30, guys, US dollars. That's 30.
Still
that
less
happened
than
to
what I
me.
would have paid in the States.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he did great work. So.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Now, since everybody that knows, all these beautiful couples are YouTubers, and I put a link to their channels in the description. But let's ask the obvious question: is why did you start a YouTube channel? Because I know Joe started one. I've known for 2 years, or probably 3 years ago. I know 2 years ago. I don't know. Why did you start one?
In November 2019, that's 3 months roughly, I arrived in the Philippines. I started the channel. But the thing is, because I've always been, my hobby always been filming. When I was 60 years old, my first job in between studying, I worked for a month and I bought my first Super 8 camera. I don't know if you remember those one, yeah?
Yeah.
And I used to send them. I used to send them to Kodak, and back again. I made 3 months later to watch a 3-minute movie, and I was passionate about that. And I made some animation movie as well. I was 60 years old, and I love filming since that age. So I guess this sort of kind of background and cinematography and things that I always love make me to do a YouTube channel. And also I thought, I've been watching at least for 2 years a lot of YouTube channel about Philippines and Southeast Asia to see where I'm going to retire. And I learned a lot from it, and I thought, this is interesting. But I already realized that this could be an addiction. Because once you start a YouTube channel, and I can't say that enough, you can't get out of it. And I was trying. I don't know, you remember, maybe I put some videos there where I was trying to quit because it's taking too much of my time. And I'm still here doing that. Not really for the money. I'm not doing for the money because I got my pension. I'm really not desperate for that. But I'm doing it because I love filming. I love to make composition of photography and movies and things like that. Editing. I got a nice editing software there, and I love it. I spend a lot of time on that. I always, maybe 3-4 hours before editing, before uploading the video, or more than 3-4 hours sometimes. But anyway, so I love those things. This is for love more than anything else. And also, I did it for the expat in general because I wanted to help as much as I could for those people who have the intention to come to the Philippines. The same I've learned from other vloggers, and I thought I would give this back again as well to other potential expat. So that's it.
Very good. Okay, Jay, why did you start a YouTube?
I realized that I like to talk, but that's not why I started YouTube. I wasn't really vlogging when I started YouTube. I was using YouTube because just a couple of years ago, 2015, 2016, it was hard to send a more than 10 seconds video through Messenger or any of those the phone text. So I was trying to learn the guitar and scales and things like that. So I would do a 3-minute little piece, and I was using YouTube to save it and show my friends and family. And then I realized, hey, I have 25 subscribers. And then a friend of mine said, Jay, go on the live streams and you might like it because you like to talk. So I did. And then on New Year's Day of 2021, just last year, I had 25 subscribers. And in January, I started going on the live streams. But I wasn't doing my own live streams. I was just like going in the chat and finding out that people were connecting to me. And then so I did my own live stream starting at the end of March. And by then I had like 300 subscribers or 400. And I thought, this is fun. And I people started coming to my channel, and then Darren Dobson showed up, and then here we are.
There you go. Okay, Cliff and Rue, you started a YouTube channel. How did that come about?
So I had mentioned that we lost our son, and I needed her to not be stuck in the bedroom crying, and so I figured I want to meet people. I want to, because that's how I learn. Right now, I learn a ton from my clients, and so I was like, hey, if we meet new people, I'll learn. It'll give her something to do. And I knew, honestly, I wanted to bring her to the world because I knew that this woman was hilarious. And you're funny as hell. I'm just letting you know right now. And so just her facial expressions, her attitude, like I wanted people to see. That's not a bad thing sometimes, honey. I wanted them to see what I was dealing with. And at first, she was shy and quiet. I was like, that is not the real Rue. You guys are not getting the real Rue. And then one of our live streams, we had just started doing lives, and somebody said something about Thailand. And this one here just lit up. From that point on, so yeah, I think it was just so I could get her to, focus on something else and kind of bring her to the world because she's pretty wonderful. So.
I think that's amazing. Okay, JM, it's your turn. I know you're shy, but you're good too.
She's not.
What is JM like about YouTube? Where do you want to see your channel go?
Again?
Who?
What do you like about YouTube, and where do you want to see your channel go?
Oh, I'm never really like it, but since my partner, yes, love it. So I'm here really supporting, and I love talking too, as I experience and learn from school. So it's a great advantage. So I can learn how to deal with people, socialize, communication. Yeah, that's the best important. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a star. For anybody who don't know, you watch the videos. She's a star on YouTube. And Joe got a good one. So congratulations to Joe because JM's a star. So congratulations.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you,
anyway,
brother.
thank you.
And we're waiting for the baby girl. She's gonna take all the attention. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
You can still change your mind. You can still call her Darren.
No way. No, it's already picked. The name is already picked.
So that's good. And Norma also has her own YouTube channel, which I've also put in J Mike in the chat below, and not in the chat, in the description. But Norma, what do you like about YouTube, and what do you want to see happen with you and J Mike on YouTube?
Well, I love dancing, the ballroom dancing. I start, putting in my YouTube. It's fun.
She's amazing
And
singer
then
as well.
yeah. And then I support my husband.
Excellent. And she does
She's
all.
the, yeah, she's one of the co-hosts sometimes.
Yeah, she's amazing. Amazing singer, amazing dancer, just amazing talent. So there's so much talent in YouTube. It's amazing. Now,
Yeah,
Rue.
that's
Now,
true.
Rue. I had no idea that Rue was a bit of a comedian or stuff like that. So I guess she's well, I usually see Cliff, but it would be nice to see more Rue and have
Told you.
her build the channel. Is there some things you to do in future in the YouTube, Rue? Where do you want to see your channel go?
I don't know. I have no idea. I
Just
don't
Go
know.
with the flow.
Yeah, just go with the flow. Yeah.
enjoy
It's just
enjoy the
fun.
journey. You're gonna see yourselves grow
Yeah.
very, very fast. Just like
Yeah.
Joe and JM. Joe and JM, I think, are over 10,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
And if
I
we search them,
remembered when I met him, he's just got 2,000 plus subscribers. That was
Ours is only 1,000.
Yeah.
1,000. You'll get there. You'll get there.
yeah.
So it's
You have to
fun.
work very hard and be patient.
Mm.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, you be power couples, you'll be fine. You'll be fine as well. But I had some questions I saw in the past. We'll just open up to the people in the chat. One people want to know, where are you guys in the Philippines? So some people are curious to know where you are.
Okay, we are in the northwestern coast of Mindanao, a city called Dipolog City.
Yes. In Orchid City.
And
which
it's a
is-
beautiful city. It's very safe, very, very safe.
Mm.
Despite people think Mindanao is very dangerous, but it's not. As long as you stay around the main highway, all around Mindanao Island, you're very safe, guys. And people are very, very nice. I fell in love with the city because I've been to other areas in the Philippines, not many, but a few. And I found that Dipolog people are really, really the nicest ones. Sorry. So that's why we're here.
Hello guys, the Polo City.
Okay, J Mike, where are you guys?
You want to say? Tell them where we are.
We are in Rizal.
Rizal.
Yeah.
Rizal is on
Luzon.
the is in Luzon. We are east of Manila Metro. We're just outside the metro, in right next to Tai. We're in Angano, in the foothills of Antipolo. So we're east of the Lake Laguna.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And this is a beautiful area too. When you go up in the hills and look, you can look down and see the Lake Laguna or Laguna Lake,
Makati
and we can see the skyline of Makati and Taguig, and all. We can see all the cities in the skyline.
Very
So
good.
it's kind of nice up here. I like it. We like it. I think the people are friendly everywhere in the Philippines. Because we've been all around Luzon. We've been all the way up to the South China Sea in Apari, Tagigaraw, and all the way down to Batangas. Everybody is just kind and friendly around here. Almost everybody. I don't really think about the people that aren't kind. I don't know who they are. So, but most Filipinos are kind and open and helpful in some way. So. I've had a
True.
good experience. Yeah, look, I didn't choose Luzon from the map. I just came here once and I loved it, and I found friends here, and then there was no reason to leave Luzon. So that's why I'm here. Now Norma has family in Samar, which is in the western Visayas.
Samar in Calbayog City.
So, and they're asking us to come by and visit. So that's in the Visayas. And obviously, we have friends in Cebu. They're saying, "Come to Cebu." So we'll start doing that pretty soon. I'm not sure when, but I think when the masks go away, we'll start doing that.
That's fantastic. Okay, Rue, where are you guys located?
We're here in Zamboanga del Sur, Diwan
Oh,
Mahayag. Yeah, closer to Osamis City. Like 1 hour away,
mhm.
About that, yeah.
1.5 hour. And in Pagadian. Like 45
Bisaya
minutes.
tabay.
Bisaya.
Bisaya.
Mga Bisaya.
Bisaya
Mga
tabay.
Ay, Bisaya, di tangtanan diri.
I know Pagadian. It's nice there.
Yeah,
A lot of
we're
traffic
actually
lights.
not that far from Joe and JM.
Mga
I think I
Bisaya
looked it up when I
dako.
started going to their channel a couple hours away by car. So, but yeah, I will agree with Joe. This because I kind of heard like bad things about Mindanao, and they're like, oh, you know, it's dangerous there, and I'm like, no one bothers me. I mean, aside from staring at me a little bit, people are usually very nice to me. So I don't have any issues. I never get to a point where I don't feel safe. Definitely when I'm around any military or police, they make sure we're okay. We had one, we went out to eat. I think we were at Jollibee's,
Yeah.
and the police officer shooed away some people that were trying to beg for some money. But I don't have any issues in this area, or I haven't had any. So I'm happy. It's beautiful, so I can't complain.
Nothing
There are
else.
certain areas.
Only had one issue in Mindanao. I went to Pagadian and then to Lakewood. Yeah. And I was driving with my motorcycle up the mountain, and I wanted to visit a waterfall. And people stop us. Military say, "Sir, you cannot go there. They're insurgent in that waterfall. If you go there,
Danger.
it's your risk, your own risk." So, but they didn't let me go any further to where I was. So that's the only time I had sort of a contact with this issue of, with insurgent. They call them insurgent. So anyway, yeah, that's the only time I felt a bit threatened, but otherwise, I never had any issue. Mindanao is a beautiful island, and I will strongly recommend to come and live here.
Excellent. Okay, and that next question is because a lot of people, like I've never been to the Philippines, so I want to come. So the question is, when I come for the first time, what areas would you recommend I visit, and how long should I stay, and how much money should I bring?
Oh, there's so many beautiful areas to visit in the Philippines. It's a hard question. But the first thing you should do, of course, if you arrive from Manila or Cebu, spend 4, 5, 6, 7 days a week maybe in that city, and then you got to learn a lot already from that city about the whole Philippines, and then you have a better idea where to go next. So spend 7 days in your first arrival city, and then you can make a choice on where you're going next, because so many beautiful places. I can't name it here. It will take 15 minutes.
Wow. And so how long do you vacation when you go?
Vacation?
Yeah, how many weeks did you stay in the Philippines?
Me? I came here, stay here.
But I'm doing it as a tourist, and I say.
So in fact, I arrive in Cebu and spend about a week or 2 weeks around Cebu and surrounding. And then after I just came to Dipolog, and I love the place. So I stopped at Dumaguete. So I visited a few other areas, but when I came to Dipolog, I fell in love with the place and never move out of here.
Beautiful.
Stuck. And now you're stuck here.
Happy
What's wrong
to
with that?
with you.
Stuck in paradise. It's okay. Okay, Jay, when I come, where should I go? How long should I stay? How much money should I bring? I don't want to be
Okay,
caught short.
So, Darren, I know one of your trips will be to Manila. So, here's what I have done coming to Manila. I spent 3 days at sea residences right across from Mall of Asia. And so, do some shopping there. Bring $1,000 or $2,000 in cash, U.S. money.
Yeah,
Right?
motivation.
At the airport, exchange your cash for pesos.
Yeah.
Pay the fee, whatever it is, it won't kill you, and shop at Mall of Asia. Right? Spend the day there. Try the food. Try some food at one of the street carts. Go inside and try one of the restaurants. They have Tokyo. They have everything. There's 400 food shops, eateries at Mall of Asia. There's over 400. There's over 2,000 shopping stores in the Mall of Asia. There's skating, and there's an arena for concerts, and they even host Miss Universe right next door. It's the Manila Arena. I forget the name of it. The Conrad is right there. You were there. You were at the Conrad, right? It's
Yeah,
right
that was
there.
in Abu Dhabi. That was in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
And you
Oh,
can
okay.
visit
So there is
us.
a Conrad right at the Mall of Asia. That's right. Yeah. Okay. So it's all there. 2,000 shops, 2,300 shops in the Mall of Asia. It's 5 levels. There's ice. They have a skating rink. Everything. You could go bowling. The movie theaters in the mall. Then I would go to Tagaytay. I would try to get out and see the volcano, get on the island, and if it's open, and when it's open. And when I was there, I took a horse up to see the crater in the volcano, in the mountain, in the lake, in the mountain. That's what that is. I don't know if I could have said it any better, but it is a lake in a mountain, in a lake in a mountain, and then at the top is a lake in the volcano. That's where it erupted. I don't know if the lake is back there or if you can go up there, but sooner or later that'll happen. They're going to go back to doing that. I know they will. It's a matter of time. I don't know when, but that would be a trip right there. It's beautiful. Everyone says Tagaytay is beautiful. It's fantastic. There are hotels, motels everywhere on the Nasugbu Highway. Is about 5 miles from the water, but it looks like it's right there. It looks like you can reach out and touch the water because it's so steep. If you're 5 miles from the lake and it looks like it's right there, you can see the volcano. You're looking right down at it. There's a park in the sky. There's an amusement park there too. Restaurants. It's fun to be there. It's small and quaint. It's boutique. It's not city, but there are a couple of high-rise apartment buildings, but they're beautiful. It's fun.
So many beautiful places here, Darren.
Yeah.
Put alive there and answer the people.
Yeah. And you can visit us.
Whoa,
Of course.
that's for sure. That's when I go. I
Yeah.
have to visit all you guys when I come for sure.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
We're trying to do
You're
that.
gonna
We're
choose
trying to-
among 7,107 islands
Whoa,
next time.
high tide or low tide?
I gotta shout out to Kumaning Silly. She's here. She lives in Rizal, and she's in the chat. And we're trying to get a few YouTubers together here, and pretty soon we'll see who can make it. That's the other thing. There's a vaccination issue, so we'll find out. Sooner or later, we'll do a live stream with a few YouTubers here who live nearby. We'll try to
We'll
make
have shout out sale.
we will try to make that happen. It's a matter of time, I guess. We're going to do it.
Nightlife. Okay.
That's what we're hoping to do. And I don't want to name any names yet. We'll see who can come by. But they're starting to say, yeah, we want to do that. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Kumani and Celia is here. I don't know if she's going to do it. I'm not sure. But we'll see. It'll be fun.
Excellent. Now, Cliff and Rue, any recommendations for tourists?
I would say a minimum of a month. I stayed 3 weeks and I was upset with myself, and I haven't stayed less than a month since then. As far as tourists, I haven't taken her yet, so she's gonna be angry with me. But I would see Boracay. I went there; it was beautiful. But what beach isn't, right? So definitely that area. When I first started coming here, the Manila, Makati area is where I mostly spent my time. The woman I was dating was living in Makati, so that's why I had so much experience and time there. But I would say just about anywhere. I mean, I haven't seen 1% of 1% of what I need to see here, and I want to go see. So once things start opening up, because I can work remotely, we can literally go to an island, spend a week there, go to another island, spend a week there. As long as I have internet service, I can work. She can play around on the beach, while I'm working or while I'm sleeping for work, because I'm still working U.S. hours right now. But yeah, just come with, as far as money, it's up to you. I mean, I usually came with about 2,000 every time I came. And I had money left over. So it all depends on what kind of, what kind of lifestyle you want to live when you're here on the vacation, how much money you need. So I've known people that have spent 5 or 10,000 in 2 weeks, and some that have spent very little in 2 months. So it's really up to you.
Just be careful. Exactly. So, retiring in the Philippines. So, Joe, the internet's a big thing. Like, is when people's getting internet or cell phones, is there a certain phone company they should deal with? Is it different in every region? Is it a plan they should get? What do you recommend in regards? Because internet's very important to people on the webs,
Well,
YouTubers.
absolutely. I mean, without internet and broadband, we won't be able to do this. I used to use my phone before when I first started because I was traveling around, and it was a nightmare to get connected with the phone and upload videos. And now I've got videos that 30 minutes or plus. If I do it with my phone, I go bankrupt. So we got broadband here. We got PLDT. We call. It works pretty good. I mean, you can say we're very, very happy with it. We had an issue one day. They have to replace the cable, and they came to replace the cable. The only thing I wasn't happy is about the installation. What a massacre. I can't show you, but it's terrible. This cable hanging. They broke all the paint, the rendering. It's all cracked. It's terrible installation. I'm at a complaint, but what can you do? But other than that, PLDT is working very, very well. I'm very happy. And you need that. If you're a vlogger, you need that. You need a good internet.
For sure.
Absolutely. Jay, what do you got going on there? What does Norma have hooked up for you?
Norma, what service do we have for
Cable.
No,
Yeah.
what company?
Skyline.
Skyline. We're using Skyline cable, and it's pretty good here. We're hooked up to Wi-Fi through Skyline. I dropped out once in 2 months, and I got right back on. You saw it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was like 2 minutes, and I got right back on. It's just because it was Wi-Fi, and I had too many tabs open. We're using too much at once, so it's pretty reliable. We do live streaming every day now, right? So what you see is what you get. So what's the cost of it?
1.5 a month.
So that's about $30 a month, guys. So it's not even the high plan.
Wow.
So we're fortunate here, and we're a little up looking down at Manila and Makati and the Lake Lagoon to the east of Manila. So I think that we're in a good spot.
Very good. Cliff and Rue, what are you guys using?
I have 2 different internet providers. They're both horrible. When one goes down, I switch to the other. The other night, I was working with a client. It's about 2:30 a.m. here, so about 1:30 p.m. there, and both of them went down. But I don't know. It is what it is. I can't complain. PLDT, and the other one is what?
I don't know what that.
Globe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So PLDT and Globe. It's just the area, guys, honestly, where we're at. If I could get the satellite internet that Elon Musk is creating, I would love to do that.
Starlink.
Because both of these two are horrible. But I got to do what I got to do.
Now this is something.
I'm trying the whole redundancy. If I have 2 internets, at least one should work. I need a third.
You need Elon Musk's network.
Yes.
That's funny. Now, this is something people find interesting is, Joe, you being from Sydney, what are some things that are more expensive in the Philippines, like the electricity and maybe some food? What are some of the things that are cheaper for people living or coming to visit? So what things are more expensive? What things are cheap?
Well, obviously, anything is imported to the Philippines will be dearer here than it is in Sydney, right? So if you want to buy steak, T-bone steak, for instance, in Sydney it's not cheap, but if you buy here, it's probably 2-3 times the price of it. So this is the difference. The main difference, I mean, is import. If you buy something which is imported, it will cost you more than your own country.
Yeah.
Of course.
In most cases, obviously. Yeah.
Excellent.
But we got Australian products here. We got some cheese, Bega cheese, stuff like that. They're from Australia. And when I see the price, I go, "Oh my God! There's some people making money here."
Yeah.
So I don't buy it. But Yeah.
So food is expensive. Do you find electricity?
Well, not only food, anything,
No,
anything
it's not
imported.
Anything
expensive.
imported?
Anything imported. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a motorbike or
Only the
motorcycle
imported.
is the same price as if I buy in Sydney, for instance, right? So anything imported here in the Philippines is not cheaper, of course, because it's imported.
Makes sense. Okay. Jay, do you find anything that I would find expensive or cheap there?
So that's a good question. It's hard to find. Like, I love cheese. It's hard to find the best cheese here. You can find a little bit, but it's not like the U.S., like Wisconsin. You know, it's hard to get Vermont cheddar. You can't find Vermont cheddar or Cabot cheddar or anything like that. It's We did find one. It wasn't Vermont, and it was okay, but it's about $5. That's about the same price, but it wasn't because it wasn't. I don't know. It might have been Australian or New Zealand cheese or something like that. I'm not sure, but Norma wouldn't. I haven't thought about that too much.
Work properly.
Like a bag of Lay's potato chips is like they come in the 2 packs and it's like $10, so it's like $5 for a bag. So I think that's a little high. But I didn't have any snacks for almost 2 months, and I thought I want a bag of Lay's potato chips. It was like $5. It was good. They were fresh, but so you don't see that. You got to look for it. Coffee's expensive. We went to Starbucks the other day, and it was like $6, but we got 2 coffees. It was $7. $7 for 2 cups of 2 cappuccinos, and they ended up giving us a latte. Oh no, we got 2 cappuccinos, and it was $7. But it was small. So that wasn't a bad price. I guess that's not a bad. Starbucks is expensive in the States too.
Yes,
so
it is.
so I didn't. I know that was expensive, but I didn't think it was really different. So, but it's not cheap here. It wouldn't be one of the cheap things here, so we avoid that. We don't go to Starbucks every day. It's just like twice, I think we've done it. So once a month we'll do a Starbucks, and it's $7 for 2 cups.
There you go. Cliff and Rue, what's expensive? What's cheap?
Cheap. If you go to like the local restaurants, I think you're going to find great food for a cheap price. I think we took the family out one of the trips, and it was like 34 of us, and I spent less than $60 for 34 people, and we all ate well. So that was one of the local restaurants here. I would say those are going to be very inexpensive, but still good quality. Expensive, I think I have to go with the snacks. Anything that I want from the States that I'm used to is usually costly. So I would say if you're not a snack guy, you're probably going to be okay. And then if you like the local cuisine, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, everybody, of course, makes their way around. Everybody has their own vehicles, motorbikes, cars, and stuff like that. How much does it cost for transportation? There's different levels. You can take trikes, jeepneys, other forms of transportations, boats, planes. How do you recommend getting around the Philippines in the most comfortable way or economical way?
Definitely a scooter, a Mio. I got a Mio, Yamaha Mio, very, very cheap to run. Maybe we used to spend 1,500 in gas every month. That's all. Just go shopping and things like that. Now we bought a small car, and of course you have to travel to the land every day, sometimes twice. We spend like 5, 6, 7,000 pesos a month in gas. So that's taking quite a good bite from the budget. But I would suggest strongly just get a scooter to go around. It doesn't matter if you rent, you get your raincoat and you get used to it. So definitely a scooter.
Excellent. J. Mike, what's a good way to transport myself around when I'm traveling around?
you got to ask yourself, how far am I going to need to go? So if you're going on a short ride, you want a tricycle. We came down from the mountain, from the cafe in the sky on a tricycle. It was less than $1. Now the jeepneys will go farther, but they're even cheaper because there's so many of them. I did a little video last night. There was about 100 of them went by in like 5 minutes. So they're 20 cents. It's about a quarter to get on a jeepney. You can go for a few miles or more. You can go like 1 or 2 cities apart on a jeepney, and it's like 25 US cents. It's like a quarter of $1.
10 pesos one in the jeep and 20 pesos for the tricycle.
Now, if you want to go farther, there are big buses. There are fewer of them, but they'll cost you a couple of bucks to go from city to city on a big bus. Or we could get a bus in Pasay City near the airport and go all the way to Tagaytay, which is a long trip, and that'll cost us
Thank you.
$5 or $6 to go on an air-conditioned entertainment. They get the TV screen on a bus. Those are pretty comfortable, and it's the big buses. They're new and beautiful, and quiet, and comfortable. It just costs you a few dollars. It's like, wow. I don't know the exact prices. There's different destinations, but you can go a long way. You can go halfway down Luzon for just a few dollars. It's very cheap. 300-400 pesos will get you all the way to Batangas City.
Wow, fantastic.
Which would be about $7 or $8.
Excellent. Okay, here's a different question for Cliff and Rue. Going from island to island, take a boat or fly?
Oh, depends on the island.
Yeah.
For me, I'd probably fly.
Why
I'm not crazy about water.
Oh, okay.
You're chicken.
Not that I'm chicken. There's sharks in the water, Rue.
which is cheaper?
Probably
Boat.
boat for sure.
Boat. Yeah.
I only do a boat when I absolutely have to. Otherwise, I'm flying.
You can fly cheap here if you're going island to island. It's pretty cheap.
Absolutely, because I got to visit so many places, so many people. So we're closing in on 2 hours, which will close up. But Joe, what other tidbits of information do you want to share with people in the chat? Any comments, suggestions, information on any subject?
Well, as we just all learned, the borders are open, but I would say we never know. But obviously it's open now. So the best way you can do is go to the embassy, talk to your embassy. They will have all the real facts and what you need to do to come here and things like that. What kind of visa? Can you extend your visa? Ask all those questions, very important question. And then try to get a ticket as soon as you can, because it's going to be a bottleneck, obviously. Not all the airlines going to open just now for everybody. It's not going to happen. And I think Philippines will probably put a quota on all that. So this is probably one of the important features, especially for all the expat. So have faith. You'll be here soon. That's all I can say. And we need to go because we need to take my beautiful wife to the doctor. It's already 8 months. And we need to go to the doctor, so we got 1 minute.
Very good, no problem. Jay, you can go.
Joe,
You can,
JM.
after a minute, just go off, guys, and we'll just finish up because there's only about 7 minutes to go. So thank you in advance, JM, and congratulations. And congratulations, Joe. Look forward
Thank you,
to
Darren.
the videos.
Thank you for inviting us.
My pleasure.
It's
You
been a
guys
lot of
were
fun.
fantastic. And keep growing. Keep growing.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye,
Nice
guys.
to meet you.
Thank you.
Cliff and Rue, nice to meet you. Jay,
I'll see you on the
nice
channel.
to meet you. Take care. God bless you.
Bye-bye, Joe and JM.
Bye-bye.
Amping Day.
Okay,
Bye-bye,
so
bye-bye.
Jay, Mike.
And everyone in the chat.
Yeah, every chat was really good. So, hey, Trish is in there. Trish is a good singer. So, Jay, Mike, and you like to speak. What other things do you have to share with everybody in the chat or anybody watching this video? Any tidbits of information?
Information. Well, there's so much. I don't know where to start. The biggest thing was, I heard that the borders opened up. I didn't see anything in the news. I looked at Philippine news agency. I didn't see anything there. They're run by the government, so I thought I would look there. I haven't had time to check anything else, but if that's true, there'll be a little pandemonium, but we're already past that. I don't have to worry about that. So it might be life as usual for us. I'm just blessed that I got ahead of that. When I thought there was no way it was going to happen, it happened. I can only praise the Lord for that. It was a miracle. But so if this was happening and I was still in the States, I would say I was waiting 2 years for this, but now I don't. It was hard to get a ticket because there weren't very many flights available because they weren't scheduling enough. But now they're going to have the airlines will have to get on top of this and schedule more flights, and that might be an issue for some people trying to get here. I don't know if I would have been able to deal with that either, but it was hard enough. So there's always something that's going to make it difficult for you, I guess. If you want to be the first one to get here, yeah. And the quotas that Joe mentioned, quotas, that's a possibility too. I don't know. I just don't know what they're going to do. When you think one thing's going to happen, something else happens. And then we do this. It's like, what's next? What's going to? I'll say to myself, what's going to change? Because they keep going back and forth too. So that's the other thing. You know, I'm waiting for the mask mandate to end because I think we don't need that. People get sick every year throughout history, and we don't all die. That hasn't really changed. There's been no big change in the death rate. Now it's sad that somebody has pre-existing illnesses that doesn't allow them to fight another virus. That is true, but I think relatively we're all safe, and that's all I have to say about that. I think we're safe, guys. I really do. I don't know. The border's opening. That might not affect us too much because we're settled. So I just don't. I don't know what else to say about that. I'm happy that it's a step forward. If it's true, it's a step forward. If we don't go back to to closing them again, but that's fear does that. Fear is doing that, and I think there's some things that we're not being told, but that's another issue.
It's the new normal. It's the new normal. So they're learning.
I am glad because we want to move around the country too, and I don't want to do it wearing a mask everywhere. That's they're asking for a vax. I got here with no vaccination; it wasn't required. But then they asked me to show them my vax card in order to move about the country. So if I want to go to the mall or the restaurants, I have to show a vax card. And sometimes I don't. They'll ask Norma, and then they'll say, "You can go. We don't need to see yours. You're a foreigner." So they figure I have a vax, which wasn't true. It wasn't exactly true. But I do have a vax, but it wasn't required to get on the plane. Then when I landed, they said, "Are you vaccinated?" It was all weird. It's like the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. So it's so funny. It keeps happening too. It's weird, but I like it here. There are worse things in the U.S., right, Cliff?
Yep.
Even though it all seems odd and unbelievable, but I prefer it to the U.S. guys.
Yeah.
So
I agree with you on that, Jay.
Yeah, I don't like the make believe and the untruths that we develop a philosophy based on an untruth, and that's what I don't like.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Get prepared.
Everyone means well, but they're basing their thought process on something that's not true.
You want to say goodbye before you go?
So
Bye, guys.
We have to take snacks, so she's gonna prepare.
Yes.
Bye,
Go
Ru.
ahead.
Bye, Rue. Nice seeing you. So yeah, going to the other provinces is the big thing. That I'm hoping that this opens that all up, and then that we get back to normal is what I'm hoping. And I'm hoping that we don't do what we've been doing and going back to where we were. We're taking a step forward and a step back, step forward, step back, and that's the only thing I'm worried about.
Exactly. Okay. Hey, Cliff, you get the final minute or two.
Yeah.
Any last parting words?
I would just say if you have never traveled before, you want to travel outside of your country, The Philippines is a great country to start with. I wish I would have come here. I probably wouldn't have gone to some of the other countries that I went to. But it was all an experience. As far as I'm on board with Jay. Like, I want them to just kind of get back to something where we're stable so we can start traveling around. That's really what I'm waiting for. I want to take my in-laws and my grandparents to an island, give them a real vacation. And we can't do that with the swab test and stuff like that. So I want them to do away with all that. And sorry, very busy road. Do away with all
That's
that.
cool.
So we can get back to enjoying the country. That's why I came here. So
Yeah.
that's all.
It's a beautiful country. I look forward to coming as well. It's like
Yeah.
spent a lot of time, a month
You
there.
will enjoy it. You will enjoy it here,
I hope
Darren.
this is the step forward that we've been waiting for, guys. Get rid of the masks and showing the fax cards, and I think we're safe, relatively safe. You could die from measles, guys. There's always a new form of measles. I had them 3 times, all different versions, and I'm still here. But somewhere a kid will die from measles or whatever it is.
Yeah, I had COVID earlier in the year. Was vaccinated, so I was one of the breakthrough cases. Whatever. My doctor said everyone at some point is going to be exposed to it. It just depends on the amount and the load. So yeah, I think we are driven a lot by fear, and I just I want to get back to being around my people and enjoying life. And I'm done. I'm done with this whole pandemic stuff. So
You want to be done. You want to be done with it. Yeah, we all do.
So that's perfect. So I want to thank Joe and JM, Jay and Norma, Cliff and Ruth. This has been a fantastic morning in the Philippines. I appreciate all your friendships, your time, your knowledge and wisdom. And thank you everybody in the chat that came by to support our 3 beautiful couples and to support me. We love you all, and we look forward to seeing you all in person.
Yeah.
And having some rice. Rice is always nice.
rice is life.
Rice is life, especially in the Philippines. 3 times a day, if not more. So it's all good. But yeah, I just want to thank you very much for your time. It was an absolute pleasure. And yep, every day, great life, great people. But thank you everybody in the chat. This is make sure to smash that like button if you have not done so.
Darren, we're live at 10 on Monday.
You got it. And
9 New York time, 9 p.m. New York time.
That's right. Well, there's also Sunday morning, of course, is there. That's the regular time, which is my Saturday night, Sunday morning. Jay, Mike, and I alternate. But in the description below, guys, is the links to all these channels. So feel free to make sure you subscribe and connect to them. They're all 3 great couples, and they enjoy your support, I'm sure, as well.
Now, Darren, I know there were a couple of questions, probably more than a few, about to us that we didn't answer. So, guys, feel free to stop by and ask us those questions when we're live on Sunday night, New York time, 9 p.m., and Monday morning, 10 a.m. Philippine time. We'll be live.
Yeah, just connect with Jay, Mike, and I. We alternate, so you'll find us and you can ask questions. See ya, Cliff. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank
God
you.
bless.
See
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Cliff.
Thanks, everyone. God bless.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. God bless. And we'll see you soon at the next live stream. God bless, everybody. Bye-bye for now. I don't know if Mike G's doing a live stream, but head over to Mike G, support Mike G as well. And love you all. Bye. Got to exit off too, this one and that one.